Hi, my name is Chris Keene, and you're listening to Tucson by Night on the Bloodhaven Podcast Network. You can catch Tucson by Night every Wednesday at bloodhaven.com, as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The following program contains themes that are unsuitable to viewers under the age of 18. This show explores and plays out specific themes surrounding violence, sexual assault, and more. Viewer discretion is highly advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tucson by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade chronicle. Before we begin, let's introduce our vampires.
Hi, my name is Buddy, and I play Kenneth Bauer.
My name's Chris. I play Charlie Napton.
I'm Bianca, and I play Estrella Till.
And I'm Balfour, and I'm your storyteller for this evening. Last we met, Estrella was introduced to a gentleman named Jeremiah, in which the meeting had a contract that was proposed to Estrella for the Moonrise Distillery in partnership with the Cowboy Distillery. After a short conversation with Estrella's colleagues, Estrella quickly signed the contract. Signed her life away, one would say.
But did I?
Yeah, she did.
But did she?
Went for it.
After this short meeting, Charlie brought both Bowie and Estrella to the Rose Garden, where they were introduced to the 5 artists whose paintings, sculptures, art will be displayed during the grand opening on Tuesday, January 12th. Bowie, believing one of the artists had seen him, creeped up on the young lady, creating a interesting interaction with her. After discussing these events with Charlie, there was an understanding of Bowie's strange interaction. The night ended with all parties going to their homes. As Bowie entered his, Enrique was waiting for him patiently, providing a nice meal to Bowie and having a heart-to-heart.
Aww.
Proceeding to bite him.
It is now the afternoon of Tuesday, January 12th. All 3 of you are provided with an article from today's newspaper. Whether it be by your friends sharing the news or stumbling upon it in your morning routines.
Well, morning routines.
Yes. End quote. Afternoon routines. Your awakening routines. On the front page is a large article. The headline reading, "Stomach Spasms Wreak Havoc on Farmers for Change." A large amount of patrons have reported having intense stomach spasms after using ingredients from the newly opened Farmers Market. Created by Patricia Robinson, the Farmers Market saw an impressive opening weekend with various internet influencers, musicians, and artists. An estimated 800 individuals were in attendance. Of those 800, there have been roughly 200 reported cases of intense stomach spasms that are connected to ingredients that were purchased at the farmers market. An investigation is now underway at the farmers market venue. The police have confirmed they will be investigating all vendors that participated in this week's event. Patricia Robinson's representative had this to say. We at Farmers for Change put quality above all else. Our team had set high standards that our vendors had to maintain in order to participate in our gatherings. If these individuals became sick, it must be because of poor handling on their part. We have the utmost respect for our customers and are willing to help in any way. However, we have to also protect our hardworking vendors who otherwise would not be making a profit thanks to our organization. We are working openly with local law enforcement to help discover what may have caused so many of our customers who have hold on, let me redo that. We are working openly with local law enforcement to help discover what may have caused so many of our customers to be exposed to this strange experience. Lieutenant Tyler Cooper is reported to be part of this investigation. Though it has not been confirmed, there are reports that this may be connected to the ongoing drug crisis that has been spreading throughout Tucson. Despite the negative experience with the food, those who have reported the stomach spasms still talk highly about their overall experience at the Farmers for Change farmers market. Victoria Ramos, a local housekeeper in South Tucson, took her husband and 3 children. And quote, "The kids had an amazing time. Between the various samples that they were handing out, delicious snacks, and live performances, I know for a fact we will be coming back. Sure, my stomach hurts like hell, but this could be the fast food we ate afterwards." End quote. Many of the reported incidents echo Victoria's opinion. However, Stephen Johnson had a very different experience. And quote, "It's too damn loud for a family to go here. I know for a fact that my stomach issues are a result of those nasty ingredients we purchase at the market. You just can't trust produce when the vendor is as dark as they are. I'd rather get my food from Walmart than ever waste my money at this place." End quote. Even though many people have voiced their concerns, there are many Tucsonans who are excited to visit the market once the investigation is over.
Racists.
I was just waiting for you guys to finish reading out any of the other articles.
It's the only one that intrigues me.
Okay.
honestly.
No, the lamp one is still interesting.
Yeah, the
So
lamp
many
keeps
lamp
happening.
thefts.
Yeah,
What's
it just
going
keeps happening.
on?
The lamp.
Yeah.
Well, now we have somewhat of a
We gotta look into
vague
this.
description of a man in black was seen taking the Pokemon themed lamp. That's it.
Is it my love?
Buddy, would you like to read the article?
Sure. Another family on the east side of town has reported a lamp has been stolen from their children's room in the middle of the night. TK Oakland 12 told his parents that a man in black had taken his Pokemon-themed table lamp. The lamp is reported to be worth $35, which TK earned by helping neighbors take down their Christmas lights. That's nice. TK is such a good kid, and it's such a shame that someone took something he worked so hard to buy for himself. The Neighborhood Watch community is looking into their methods to see where they can improve to help keep their community safe. This has been the 10th reported incident of a lamp thief. After talking to local authorities, their recommendation is to keep your home security system active at night. If you have cameras, be sure to review them for any suspicious activity, and as always, if you see something, say something.
This lamp is getting too intense, huh? We gotta look into it. Is it Xander?
Why would he fucking take lamps?
I don't know, man.
Does he have a fetish for him or something? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Maybe he's trying to stop light. I don't know.
It's very symbolic.
Very symbolic.
Not sure where you're going with that.
Yeah,
I was
It means
trying
something.
to be, but
you tried.
okay.
You tried.
There was an attempt.
It was an attempt.
So after you all read today's articles, you can reflect on the appearance of Xander the day before. Reminding yourselves that he had warned that something suspicious may be occurring around Patricia Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
However, you guys do look at the time and realize it's about 5:45, almost 6 o'clock. You all have an event to go to, a very special event to go to. Today is the opening of Charlie Napton's Rose Garden.
Yes, it is.
Before we get there,
All right.
Estrella and Bowie, what are the two of you wearing to today's evening events?
I'll let you get started, Estrella, since you're so extravagant.
I don't know. Well, it's black tie. So I guess Estrella is wearing a dress and in a black crushed velvet dress that has like that slit going down on one side.
Okay.
Yes. That's what that bitch is wearing.
Dang, what a
No,
bitch.
no, any other accessories?
No
or?
accoutrement?
Oh yeah, no, she's totally wearing that necklace that Xander gave her.
Hell yeah.
That piece. She has her hair up so that necklace can be shown off. And some heels. Some basic black open toe heels.
Okay.
Yep.
Bowie.
Bowie has decided to at least go in his Sunday best, and his Sunday best involves him bringing out his old uniform.
Oh.
Always
Oh.
busting out the dress green.
I'm dressing out, I'm pulling out the pink and greens as they call it.
I thought they were called Dress Blues. Oh no, Dress Blue.
The pink and greens was the
Old one.
prior
Oh,
one.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
But
So-
now the new one, the current one,
Mm-hmm.
we went back to the pink and greens.
Yeah, you went back to it, which
It looks pretty sick.
it does. It does.
Compared to the dress blue.
Yeah. So he was up for the most part when as soon as the sunset was going, he was making sure everything was all nice and organized. He has a few medals on that are pinned onto his coat. Obviously, he has his units patch on one side. He's just completely just decked out, and of course he has dark spectacle sunglasses that he wears.
Hell yeah.
He has a service cap, but that comes later. We'll talk about that later. But yeah,
Perfect.
He's just getting dressed.
So the two of you make your way towards the Rose Garden. Charlie,
Yes.
after you rise from your slumber, what are you doing?
Today's the day. Today is the day. I will, first and foremost, send messages to Estrella, messages to Bowie in the group chat. Just making sure that everyone is, everything's going well and that they should, making sure that they will be present at the event. Secondly, another chain with the artists that I had selected for the grand opening just to ensure that they will be there by 6:30 because I am currently getting dressed and I will start heading there early so I can get the lights going. I can make sure everything's set up the way it's supposed to be.
Right. You finish getting ready. Everyone is in response to you. Everyone is prepared to meet you directly at 6:30. A couple of people are very eager and are already there. Very early.
Patrons?
Yeah. No, not patrons. Just
Artists?
a few of the artists
Okay.
and maybe a few of the...
I will send a quick text to Joshua
Mhm.
just to ensure that the ghouls will be there and that they will be present.
per usual, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Perfect. That's all I need.
But you begin making your way down to the Rose Garden.
Mhm.
Arriving there, you see a few of the individuals who are ready to enter. All the artists are there, awaiting for you.
Giving handshakes. I'm giving hugs. I'm greeting cordially and You can feel the excitement emanating off of me.
Before that, can you please describe what you're wearing?
Yes, of course. I am, in typical Kindred fashion, wearing a black suit. But instead of like the standard red accoutrement, I'm wearing a midnight blue tie with the pocket square sticking out of the vest. I do not have the coat top or the jacket coat on. My I can't think of the words. The cufflinks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My cufflinks are a pearl white.
Ooh.
Black all the way down to the boots. Calf length boots. Very nice. Unnecessarily expensive. Alligator skin.
Oh, all right.
He made sure to spend a little bit extra time making sure the hair was on point, making sure that the part is visible. He's also wearing black spectacles, but not in the style that Bowie has been seen wearing, or that he is going to wear. More of a like traditional Ray-Ban style, like not necessarily aviators, but in that design.
Yeah, a more elongated, rounded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He is arriving in his BMW, blacked out, murdered out, limousine tint windshield, limousine tint windows. Yeah, no, he's dressed to the nines for sure.
Perfect. So as you come forward and greeting your artists and everyone, there's also a lovely banner that says opening event right above the double doors.
Hanging off of both pillars, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
What would you like to do at this point?
As I get there and do my greetings, making sure everyone is in attendance, at least the artists and the staff that have been hired from a temp agency, except for the ghouls down below. Just ensuring everyone knows their roles, what they are expected to do, and letting them know that as long as they stay the course and do their jobs correctly, they'll get paid. If they deviate from it and I hear about it, they don't get paid. It's just all there is to it. I will ensure that the artists' installments, the ones that had a little bit more prep work that they needed to get done, make sure that all gets finished up and ready to go. And I am, after all that, I am standing by the receptionist desk with the double doors closed, anxiously waiting.
Perfect. So at this point, Astoria and Bowie, you both arrive around the same time. You both begin to walk close to where the double doors are, and you can see that there are a multitude of other individuals, a lot of different guests awaiting for the doors to open.
There are also two distinct lines, those with the invitation sent specifically to them, and those without.
Perfect. Yes, there is a... Oh, what are those people called?
A doorman?
Like a valet kind of thing?
There's a word for them.
I have no idea.
They use them for zoos.
What?
Oh.
It's not a stanchion. It's something else. It's a person who's actually out there trying to deal with crowd control.
Sure. On-site security. We'll just call them that.
Sure. Yeah. So you have one of your employees out there directing each individual to the designated line.
Mm-hmm.
As the two of you meet in line, you greet each other. And you can see in front of you that there is Mrs. Robinson in her very tasteful red dress. Her hair is done up in a different design this time. It's very royal. It's done with different like layers, and it kind of has a very English-like design to it. Very lavish. As you are waiting in line, you see a classic, kind of run-down vehicle pull up. Exiting out of the door, you see a gentleman wearing a black suit, black shoes. You see a royal blue tie. As he steps out, a very elongated cloak. And for the first time, you can perfectly see Xander's face. As you see, his hair is pulled back into a tight ponytail. And proceeds to wait behind you in the line.
It's Xander.
Charlie, what would you like to do?
Oh, I'm pacing nervously at this point inside. Just thinking, trying to make sure everything's perfect. I'm not necessarily micromanaging everything that's going on, but I'm double checking, you know? Not like, oh, make sure you do this. It's, are you ready? Are you good? Is everything okay? Any issues? No? Okay, cool, sweet. And I go to the next person. And then I go to the staff. And then I go downstairs to the ghouls to make sure that they do in fact know what is expected of them.
The ghouls take a little time understanding, but after a few minutes of thorough, very thorough explanation, you feel very confident.
I make my way back upstairs to the receptionist desk. Check my watch. What time is it?
6:59.
And then I sit behind the receptionist desk, kind of like head in my hands, and I'm like, okay, Charlie, all right, okay, Charlie. We've been working for this. We earned this. It's time. It's time. It is time. And
7 o'clock.
yeah, the second 7 o'clock hits, the alarm goes off on my watch. Stand up, slap myself in the face a couple of times, get myself pumped and ready. Walk to the double doors, push them open, and look to the guests in the queue with no invitation. I give them a polite nod. I look to the ones with invitations. Give them also a polite nod. Make sure I make eye contact with every single person that I do know, to let them know that I know they're here. And I'm excited that they're here because I have the biggest grin. Like half-cocked, one side raised grin. I'm a ball of nerves, but I'm excited. So excited. And I open my arms, like, honored guests, everyone else. Thank you for coming to the grand opening of the Rose Garden. This has been a project in the making for some time, and I hope you appreciate what I've created for all of you to enjoy. And the doorman starts checking invitations. Every 5 invited guests, every 5 that come in, 2 uninvited come in. I'm making sure everyone gets a chance to enter. And then I wrote something that I'm going to read. It's a little descriptor of what's going on. As you approach the entrance to the Rose Garden, the first thing you notice is a smell. The familiar scent of dust, trash, exhaust that your keen noses usually pick up on this side of town is instead replaced by the faint smell of flowers drifting through the breeze. Almost sourceless. It's very dark in here. The second thing you notice is the architecture standing out from all the nearby businesses in various stages of disarray. 2 large pillars. Are they marble? They look like they're marble. Carved marbles pillars. Thank you. Flank the double door entrance sitting atop 4 steps. Walking through the doors, you are immediately greeted by an employee accepting donations of either money or canned goods, as is mentioned in all the invitations, with the assurances that all proceeds will be going towards various local shelters in Tucson. Living walls occupy a majority of the walls in the gallery, dotted with various flowers in full bloom, providing the interior with naturally perfumed air. Turning to the left, you walk through an open doorway, and the atmosphere shifts dramatically. Warm lights fill the area, making even the most grotesque look warm and alive. A small string quartet is playing softly in the corner farthest from you. And as you continue to scan the area, there are various paintings hanged up tastefully, a celebration of culture. Only found in Tucson, Celia Gomez, Travis Ironwood, and Monique Jackson, all tastefully dressed, are the artists selected to represent the contemporary techniques and can be found mingling with patrons and perhaps potential customers. Doubling back to the receptionist desk, you head towards the open doorway to the right of the main entrance. This section is a stark contrast to the previous room. White lights cast harsh shadows on every surface. In this space, reflecting on the style of the art, in quotation marks, found in this space. Can it be considered art? The jagged, almost random lines on canvas, eliciting various emotional responses from all who view the pieces, prepared by Samantha Richardson and Jack Ryans, both donning alternative clothing and are hovering around their art with a look almost daring somebody to approach them and interpret their work. And I mean, that's all I wrote, really. So I wasn't too sure about where to go on past that.
No, that's
Good.
great.
To
That's
get
great.
the general ambiance of the area.
Sounds magical.
It does.
That's a word for it, sure. And then I mingle. And I make sure to approach every honored guest that I had personally invited. And some that have come just in happenstance, seeing that something new is opening and deciding to check it out. Maybe they heard from friends of friends. But I want to make everyone feel like they're welcome.
So, quick question.
Yes, quick answer.
Are there hors d'oeuvres on
Of
the
course,
first floor?
of course, there is employees walking around with flutes of champagne, small finger foods also, making their rounds constantly, ensuring that everyone is well catered to.
Perfect. So as you're making your rounds, you do see the likes of Bowie, Estrella. You do see Patricia Robinson. You do see Spencer.
Do I see Spencer?
Yes, you do see Spencer.
Okay.
Who else is Spencer?
Well, I'm just saying who, because he's going
Yeah,
through
he's going through it.
everything else. But with Patricia, you do see someone that you've never seen before. She has black hair, looks a little older than Patricia, but you can see that they are very comfortable with each other. During your rounds, is there anyone that you would like to talk to?
Joshua, for one, my sire,
Of course.
because I know he's here.
Oh, of course. And he is ecstatic for you.
Matching energy.
Oh, yeah. Comes up to you, says, This is magic.
This is art. This is beauty.
I could not fathom being able to create something like this.
I have grander plans. One day. This is just the beginning, my friend.
I am so excited.
And I give him a polite nod, a quick pat on the shoulder, and I turn and I go to Patricia and her guest.
Oh, hello, Mr. Napton. It's so good to see you.
The pleasure is all mine, Mrs. Robinson, and I reach a hand out for hers.
She, daintily places it right in front
Bring it towards me, of course, and gently kiss one of the rings that I'm sure is on her fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for clarification, for those who are listening, yes, she's wearing a lavish red dress. She has very thin gold rings on both hands. She's wearing a gold necklace as well. And then her hair is as I described.
I came to thank you. Because without your assistance and your contribution, I fear that this day might not have come as soon as it has.
Well, like I said before, I needed to invest into someone who sees potential.
The grin never leaving my face. I take a quick cursory glance around as if it's my first time coming into this gallery, just appreciating, or trying to imagine how it would look to someone who's never been in here before. To appreciate that emotional response of serenity and calmness. Because I imagine I'm in the contemporary classical art
Yes.
section of this gallery. And then I turn my glance to her, +1. And to who do I owe the pleasure of meeting today?
Oh, yes. Well, let me introduce you to Lorelei. Lorelei, this is Charlie Napton. He is our host for this evening. You see, as the woman presents herself in a very eloquent manner, says, "Hello, Mr. Napton. It's a pleasure to be here."
Good evening, Lorelei.
She is wearing this beautiful, green dress.
Mm-hmm.
She has very equal gold rings and a necklace as well. It's thinner than Patricia's, but it's of the same quality.
Mm-hmm.
She has medium black hair, but done in a very tasteful way.
I extend the same greeting, extend the same offer with my hand out, with my head slightly bowed.
She places her hand daintily just as well.
Is her hand cold?
Yes.
Figured as much. Reach forward, kiss on one of the rings, and I'm so glad that you have come out this evening to join me and everyone else here in appreciating art and culture.
As someone whose new life has thrived among art, I'm very happy to be here.
Am I getting some similar vibes to how earnest was she in saying her new life appreciating art, blah blah blah? Can I make a educated guess in her clan?
You will have to roll for that, my man.
Okay. What would you like me to roll?
I want you to roll me a charisma with etiquette.
1, 2, 3 plus
9.
plus my advantages. I am beautiful.
Yep, he is beautiful.
+2. I'm a people person with new social encounters. Another +2.
How many in total is that?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get everything else out of here. This is my forte, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 successes.
7 successes. During the conversation, you do feel as though her words ring true, but you do sense a hesitation to speak.
A hesitation to speak. Politely nod my head and excuse myself from these two stunning ladies so I can go greet other guests of honor.
They nod their heads and say, "Thank you again, Mr. Napton."
I hand on the heart, another short nod, and I go off. I go find someone else. Someone I don't know. Someone I've never met before. Maybe another +1, if there were any.
Maybe all the.
In fact, I'm looking for Estrella and Bowie. I want to. Can I see the relationship map real quick?
Oh.
You have it in your binder. What's our coterie? I don't know if the audience knows, but we are the Misfit Moon coterie. It is official. We have determined that that is a great name. That's a very solid coterie name. It's so accurate. I'm looking for my coterie members.
Okay. Bowie,
Yes.
which area of the Rose Garden are you in? Are you in the contemporary or the abstract?
I'm in the contemporary area.
So you're not too far.
Estrella?
Same. Abstract is garbage.
Right.
You have no appreciation for art, and I understand.
Not
For various
abstract
forms
art.
of art.
That's the one form
You seem
of
set
art.
in your ways. And that's okay.
Okay, that's
I'm not starting
literally
arguments
the
today.
one form of art that I hate.
And that's alright.
Going through, because you're in the abstract area still, right? No. You were
No,
in the
because Patricia was in classic, I'm assuming, the contemporary art.
yeah.
And so I was looking for these two.
Right.
And if they're both in the classic, why would I go to the abstract?
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't make sense. I come up
Plot.
and greet them. Oh, the plot thickens. I give Bowie a quick once-over. Like, not necessarily undressing with the eyes, but that same, like, motion of just looking down, looking up. A smile.
He did well.
He did do well.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Now tell me, Kenneth, what does that one... What is that? How did you get that badge? The ribbon.
I think most paratroopers tend to get that ribbon when they do their successful jumps.
Ah, of course. I'm not a paratrooper.
You're fine.
Anyways, Estrella, Kenneth, Bowie, thank
Thank
you
you.
both for coming. I really appreciate the support. What do you think?
Not a bad turnout, kid.
Yeah, this is great. It's gorgeous.
There's a lot of potential here. For you, there is a lot of potential.
Just remember, this is only half of the exhibit. Don't be afraid to go check out the other side.
I might. It's just,
You never know if you'll find something to appreciate.
You mean the abstract?
Sure.
I might.
Alternative art styles.
Yeah, I'll take a look. I'll give it another chance.
Well, you saw it when it was
its-
getting ready,
its early
in its
stages.
infancy.
Yeah, infancy.
Now you need to experience it in its prime.
Okay.
During this conversation, there's a couple of gentlemen and women who kind of tap you on the shoulder, just being like, "Oh, Mr. Napton, thank you so much for the exhibit. We're very excited to be here. Of
course.
We needed to make sure that we took the time to really greet you. Would it be okay if we got a picture with you?"
Of course you can get a picture with me.
The both
Here,
of you
follow
see
me.
the both of you see as Charlie is in his.
I'm in my element. I'm here for it.
He is there. So because of that, Charlie has been taken
Whisked
away by his audience as he continues to be a welcoming and gracious host. What are the two of you doing?
Well, Estrella, I'm gonna give the other half a try.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll give it a go.
Could be worse. The worst that could happen to you is you get hit on.
The one thing I dread. I'll already have my 2 future husbands. I don't need another.
Oh, damn. I didn't think I was that beautiful. And start walking away.
I just roll my eyes and follow behind.
As you guys enter the lobby area, you can see that there's a patron who's getting a little unruly. You hear, "No one likes art, what the fuck?"
Why is it there?
And you see one of the security guards just grab the dude by the shirt and just escort him to the front.
Very well done.
What a loser. I yell to him.
Don't appreciate art. Don't step through the door.
Yeah, what are you even doing here? You don't even go here.
I was thinking the same thing.
He doesn't.
No, but I have feelings. Thank you, B.
You can see as the security
Good
guard
movie.
is just doing his best to just
Yeah,
keep him
yeah.
at bay as you guys continue forward. You can see that the uninvited line has grown exponentially. There's still a few individuals with invitation that are slowly coming through the door, but for the most part, it is a long wait.
Do I recognize anybody like that line? Do you know specifically what we'll be talking about?
Yes, you do.
I do see him.
Yes, you do.
What does he see?
I like
Him.
slowly move my
Sees
way,
him.
like at the doorway.
Jeremiah?
I point. And then motion.
Bye. Hey, who are you motioning to?
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
You see as they come out of the line and walk forward, the ticket person says, "Whoa, what's going on here?
He's there with me.
Were you waiting in line, or do you have an invitation?"
And I have to show you.
Okay, you're good. Comes on through. Well, it's good to see you.
If I knew you were here, I don't think I would have gone this good. I would at least try to be more humble.
Listen, I have nothing else to say. I'm here. I'm not entirely sure what this all is, so you're gonna have to be a little more detailed than you were in your message.
Oh, that's easy. I'm supporting my friends.
You see all this, by the way.
Yeah, we're seeing all this conversation. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm-
even if you're there, I'm like completely. You can see I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
just,
like
I'm
a
just standing right
nice
there.
chipper smile. Just
Would you like to describe this individual for the audience that we
They-
are currently talking to?
they are they are a woman. I'm assuming they're at least somewhat decently dressed, considering it's a black and tie event. Very. What's the word for it? Rather. I don't want to use this word. I'm trying to think of a word for it.
Fairly masculine?
Yeah, fairly masculine. Woman that has a bit of you can tell she has a bit of age, but you can tell she keeps her.
She still got it.
She still got it. Oh, definitely, she
Hell
still
yeah.
got it. And has her hair up. I'm assuming, and everything, and you can just see Bowie is just very chipper than usual.
He's smitten, if you will.
I'm just observing. Just smiling, watching them like a creep.
As one of the servers comes around, offers a flute of champagne.
I take 2.
And
She
then
takes one.
to Bowie as well.
I do take it.
The nondescript employee bows his head respectfully and then goes to the next group.
Love it. Well, one thing's for certain, your friend knows how to host. Knocks back the champagne.
Hey, Bowie, who's your friend?
Stray, I forgot you were there.
Yeah, I am. I chug one of the flutes, toss the glass, and hold the other one.
Well, there's one thing you two can get along with. Straya,
Yeah, I like her.
I'd like you to meet Quinn.
Quinn,
Hello.
how are you?
It's nice to meet you.
Hi. So cold.
No.
Just double dates. No, she's not cool.
Double daintiness.
Yeah.
Double daintiness.
Too dainty.
Yeah. Love your dress.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yours looks extravagant as well.
Oh, I know. That's why I picked it.
Well,
Who are you? What you've done with Quinn? It's weird seeing you in this setting.
that's exactly what I was about to say.
How do you two know each other?
I'll let her explain this because I think our stories are good.
No, I'm gonna go to the abstract area, so I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
She
Fuck yeah.
beelines it to the abstract
I
section.
thought we were in abstract.
No, no,
already.
we're
No,
in
you
the
guys
lobby.
were in the lobby.
Oh, okay.
Before the abstract.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
Yeah, she just walks straight into.
She's already like out of earshot. You bitch.
You want to tell me the story?
She's somebody from my old life in California.
During your biker days?
Yes.
Go on.
What do you want from me? She was just. She was just someone that liked to be around us. And
That pause, though. That sigh. It says it all.
look, I have not seen her in years, alright? And it just was very nice to see her. And I should have half expected her just to go walk off like that.
Yeah, I like her. Maybe she should stick around more often.
You know what? How about you talk to her? Because maybe she'll like you more.
Oh, she walked into abstract, so,
Listen,
I doubt we'd get along.
how about we just go find her, maybe have a decent conversation, and see where it goes.
I'm actually kind of curious to
On?
take a peek in the room that Charlie took us to yesterday. And everything was
Probably
messy.
later on in the night.
Okay.
That has to be later on. Because we have to,
Okay,
keep
okay.
it. And I'm like, appearances, come on.
All right.
I
I'll
pop
wait.
behind Estrella's shoulder. It is indeed for later in the
Ah.
afternoon. I'm here.
Where did you even come from?
Don't ask questions.
He's just
I'm
lurking in
hosting.
the corner watching.
I'm walking around. You are in the only way to get to the abstract wing. So
Well, I mean, I didn't. Okay.
I do like a 2-finger salute, nod to Bowie, and then walk through the abstract.
And I'm, of course, following.
To go talk to these people.
Okay, as you all follow suit, Charlie, you see Xander talking with Quinn.
I'm gonna give Xander a quick look up and down. Realize we're dressed very similar.
Oh yeah, yeah we are.
Quick question: is my love Jeff there as well?
No, he's not.
He's working,
He
homie.
has to be working. Getting that.
He's making that cheddar, bringing home the bacon.
How else
Is
is
that
he gonna
what
take
it's
you to
called?
another dinner?
Yeah, no. He has to save up a couple paychecks for that.
Oh yeah.
You think detectives make that much?
T Roadhouse is a little out of his price range. You know what I'm saying?
Olive
Well, he
Garden,
needs
however.
to get on my level.
Ooh, unlimited soup and breadsticks.
Oh, there you go. That's the way to go. Not a sponsor.
Could you imagine getting sponsored by Olive Garden? Like just to
For
break
this?
character real quick. God, that'd be crazy.
They're pretty sick.
I would be kind of pretty sick.
It would be like the Sonic movie where we just have to keep talking about gift cards like every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I will, after doing my quick little, we're wearing very similar clothes, I walk up to Xander and Quinn. I don't know her.
You don't know
You
her,
don't know her.
but
No, but that's,
yeah, I was
Chris
just trying
knows
to get,
her.
Yeah, I was trying to get the visual representation.
yeah, of course. I walk up and Xander, so nice to see you here.
Turns around.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Should have coordinated a little bit better. This is usually your thing. I'm sorry.
Takes off his tie. Just
Undoes the cufflinks and pockets them, and,
Yeah,
and then
like,
just uses
flicks
the
it
normal
aside.
buttons.
He's like,
The pocket square gone. Close enough.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll just won't
Sorry.
be in the same. Don't apologize, Xander. It's
But hey, I do gotta say, this looks fantastic.
Thank you. No, I am very proud with how this all turned out. It was really coming together. And then I shift eyes quickly to the female. And to who do I owe the pleasure of meeting today?
Oh, yeah, hi. My name is Quinn. I'm just a guest.
Just a guess. I extend a hand.
Just daintily.
Of course. Kisses the ring if there is one. If not, the middle knuckle. The middle
No
knuckle
rings.
it is.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's glad to see you. Are you enjoying my exhibition?
Absolutely. I am not one for art per se, but this is definitely an experience for me.
That's all I'm looking for is an experience for the patrons.
Plus, I got to meet this beautiful gentleman, so I think the night will go pretty well.
I look back at Xander, give him a half smirk. Enjoy your evening. I will be giving a short speech in the next 20 minutes.
Perfect.
Just giving you a heads up, it will be somewhere near the reception area. Or I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I'm still kind of figuring it out as I go. Let me be real with you guys.
Xander extends his hand for a handshake.
I return the gesture.
He's like, "It's okay, Charlie. You got this."
Thank you. Give him one quick, firm squeeze, and then I go mingle with other people.
The
Where's
two
Spencer?
of you witnessed that entire exchange. By the way.
It's Xander.
Keep your panties on right over there.
Oh god, you guys saw us look at each other and then remove various
Do that.
blue things and be like, good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
I'm the host. He copied me.
He should know better.
Yeah, he should know better.
So what are the two of you doing?
Oh, I run up to Xander. I'm like, hi. I'm touching the necklace. He gave me all nonchalantly.
Nonchalant.
Oh,
my ass.
hi, Estrella.
The
Let me
hair's out of the
introduce
way.
you to Quinn.
Hey, Quinn.
Oh no, we already met each other.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, we did.
Oh?
Yeah, so no worries. How are you, Xander?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm making
Oh,
my way to the side
great,
of Quinn.
great.
Just, kind of stand, next to her.
Just awkwardly,
Yeah.
just. So wait, hold on. So how do you guys know each other?
Well, we just met.
I just
thanks
introduced
to
her.
Bowie.
Oh, she's your friend. Oh,
Sorry, how do you know Quinn?
I mean, I don't. I just started talking to her. She seemed very interesting.
Oh.
She's like, and I thought he was interesting too. And you can see as she begins to touch his arm.
Oh. Oh,
God.
I see. Okay. Well, it was nice bumping into you. And I
Yeah.
turn around with my sad little flute of champagne and just stare at a hideous abstract painting.
How dare you? I'm not the artist, I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure Samantha and/or Jack are going to be very thrilled to hear that.
I'm not the artist. I didn't say that. Chris said that.
No, I know.
You just make me.
You see as Xander kind of turns his attention to you. Oh, Mr. Bauer, how are you?
I've had better days, but I can't complain.
Well, I'll say one thing's for certain. You definitely clean up pretty good.
Just don't expect me to clean up often.
You hear Quinn say, don't expect him to clean up at all. The two of them kind of go back and forth with the insults a little bit. Xander's a little more formal.
the ribbing.
Yeah, and she's just straight up
just
pulling-
straight out
straight up
telling you how
punching
it
his-
is.
She's hitting for the floating ribs.
Yep. Gwen, this isn't the reason why I invited you here.
Well, how about... Hey, Xander, can you just, like... You see as Xander, like, looks down and just... I'll go see what Estrella said. I'll go talk to you.
Please. Appreciate it, Xander.
Why'd you want me?
A few reasons. See how you're doing. See how things have been. I dread bringing this up. But how is he?
By the way, right now we're standing in front of a white canvas that has about 12 different colors just blotched on.
Just blotched. Jesus.
He's fine. He's good.
That's it. I know I've been gone for so long. You
What else do you want to hear? I mean, do you want a novel? Do you want, what more do you need other than he's good?
I think more of the thing is he has no plans to relocate, does he?
Not as far as I know. But I mean, that wasn't really your question.
Look, I know I've been gone for so many years, and you know my reasons as to why.
It's understandable. Again, I don't hold that against you. But
So why are you... I feel like you would get along with my employee who acts the same fucking way as you.
I mean, I can get along with anyone.
But apparently not with me. There has to be something, otherwise you would not have reached out to me. So either something's wrong, or there's something you're not telling me. Please, just say it.
I don't think this is the place where we should have this conversation.
Is it that bad?
It's more of the sense of this is your friend's night, and that's what we should be focusing on. I will be here for the next few days, so we can have the conversation when it's a little more appropriate. You see, as one of the waiters comes by with another
Serving tray. Just champagne.
She takes two.
I just I look at him and just go, no.
Gives a curt bow. Continues on to another group.
One thing's for sure. You gotta get better about your social etiquette.
You know, how? I understand I'm a very, one might even say, an extremist. But I'm trying. I made friends, for fuck's sake. Friends that I never thought I would have.
It's one thing to try, it's another thing to be consistent. I'm not saying trying is not worth it. I'm just saying you need to do more than just try for the instant. Listen, I missed you.
Say it again.
Listen, I've missed you. But I know the only way to get through to you is to be brutally honest and really treat you like you need to be taught a lesson.
Yeah, that makes sense.
again, instead of having to have this heart-to-heart right now in front of this beautiful painting.
It's not bad.
I mean, like, it really speaks to me on, a different level. Anyway.
Because she's messy.
Jesus fuck. You just like,
A better place at a better time.
Alright.
Let's enjoy the night. Let's celebrate your friend. Which, she puts her hand on your shoulder. I'm happy to see that you're making friends. Even if they are a little pretentious, but...
Okay, listen. You want to talk about pretentious? Just don't have a good. Don't talk to us straight for more than 5 minutes.
Hey.
Really? Because she seemed pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're not even there.
I know.
Well, to be fair,
Xander's a little bit more pretentious.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean, she's not telling you this is my bar, this is my establishment every 5 fucking minutes.
Because I'm not in my bar. Sorry.
This is coming from the guy who boasted about his bike for the longest time.
You fucking.
Hey,
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
give me your arm.
Take it.
She kind of like hooks it. You guys are hooking arms now. And she's like, let's just walk. Let's enjoy the night. Plus, I want to make that hot guy real jealous. So, like, up it up.
I'll try.
Not Xander.
During this conversation, Estrella, you are sad drinking your champagne flute. As you feel a touch on your shoulder. It's being like, hey, Estrella, you doing okay?
Hey, Xander. Out the way.
Like overly dramatic. You look
Yeah.
away like you.
Yeah. Like he just broke my heart as if we've been dating for 3 years.
Oddly specific.
Specific. Holy shit.
3 years,
Hi.
4 months.
Are you sure everything's okay? You kind of left in a very strange manner.
Oh. I don't know. And I think to myself, I guess I still have human emotions. No, I'm fine. I just, I chugged a glass of champagne earlier, so it kind of hit me.
I don't think you can.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice that.
Well, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go someplace a little less crowded?
She stops to think about it because she's not sure what that means. Because he can, 1, either be a cannibal, or 2, he's asking for something
Where's
else.
this cannibal
Be coming from?
Cannibalism.
I don't know. It was mentioned earlier. It was a
By
little
you!
scary.
By you!
You brought it up!
Yeah.
No one
These
mentioned
things
it
happen.
until you did.
You're like believing into your own fucking like conspiracy theories. She has like red
She's
yarn
paranoid.
everywhere, just like it's cannibalism. I swear to God, it is. Meanwhile, the rest of us are
It's
like,
like the first letter of every single article in the Tucson press. She's like, cannibalism.
I'll start it with that fucking lamp.
That is what's going on. Oh, yes, the lamp. That's a... yeah, I kind of suspect them a little bit. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like where?
Well, I was just thinking right outside, because, I mean, there's not too many people, on the side of the building.
Oh, sure. Sure, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I down my champagne and grab another one.
God damn.
This server just walking past like, oh. You almost like knock over the whole platter and he has to catch it with his other hand. Gives you a little side glance and then continues on.
I smile. Oh, did
He
you
doesn't
want
see
one?
We, that would have been nice, but it's okay.
Oh, well, you can have mine. I mean, I just drank 2 in a row.
Well, thank you. Takes it.
Respectful.
The two of you walk right outside. You and... Well, I guess you see Xander escort them, but Quinn is kind of preoccupied in conversation with you.
Yeah.
So the two of you walk right outside. Xander talks to the front employee and just says, hey, we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're just walking outside, coming right back. He's like, all right, whatever. kind of like
I
nonchalant.
hired professionals for this event.
He said, "Of course, sir. Not a problem."
Sorry.
And Xander takes you just to the side of the building where it's much less crowded. There's a couple of people who are waiting for their friends to jump in line, but for the most part, it's just the two of you guys outside. It's fairly cloudy outside, so it's pretty dark. And it says, "I feel like there's something you're not telling me."
What do you mean?
Well, you just seem very,
I see all those little...
very standoffish tonight.
No. Of course not. And I just flip my little bangs off to the side. What?
Hold on. Give me a second.
Oh wait, can I use I probably can't. I can't use things on other vampires, huh?
I mean, you can.
You can.
It's
You
just
most
be a-
definitely can.
Yeah, it's just they'd be rolling against you.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depending on what it is.
I was gonna do shoot, what was
Hits
it?
them with a daunt.
Mesmerize.
Bam.
No, I was just because I don't want to reveal my feelings to him, so I wanted to do cloud memory.
That's not how that works.
I wouldn't
don't
be able
think
to do
that
that.
No, it's more
Yeah.
like you would have a conversation with them and then just like they don't remember the conversation.
Yeah, forget this.
Yeah, it's like forgetness. It's not that. So
me
no,
see.
you can't use that.
So,
Let's see.
1, 2.
Let me. Oh, that's heavy. Jeez, that was really heavy, actually.
1, 2, 3. Okay. B, I need you to roll me a
Oh
composure,
no, is he doing something to me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot.
a composure, and insight.
Insight.
Mhm.
So I don't have insight, so I would use 2 hunger die, right?
Yes.
Then okay. Okay, I got 9, 6, 9, 7, 3.
9, 6, 9, 7, 4.
So
successes.
4. Okay. 4 versus his 5. Xander places his hand like on your shoulder.
I like get excited on the inside, but try not to show it.
What is it about me that frightens you?
Huh? Frightens?
You seem so standoffish whenever I appear, unlike your friends.
That's what he thinks this is.
Is that your inner monologue?
Yeah. He thinks I'm afraid? Oh, no, Xander, I'm not afraid of you at all.
Then what's the matter?
I'm confused why you think there is something wrong. I guess. And I look away.
Jesus, so dramatic.
I guess I'm just hungry.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we could go grab a bite sometime.
She's excited again on the inside, but she's not showing it. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Well, give me a call whenever you're ready.
Well, you know, how about you just show up in my office like you normally do?
He smiles and just says, "You have a deal."
Okay.
He leans in and attempts to kiss your forehead.
Well, I don't know what he's trying to do, to be honest, when someone leans in, because, you know, she hasn't had, like, that kind of contact in a while. So she kind of pulls back.
He kind of just steps away and says, "Okay. Well, maybe we should go inside. I remember Charlie saying that he has an announcement, which is probably about to happen. So, champagne?"
Yeah, that sounds good.
All
She's beating herself up because she didn't realize that's what he was trying to do.
He presents his arm for you.
I immediately just shove my arm in there.
All right. The two of you make your way back in.
While this is happening, can I go hunt down my siblings?
Yeah,
Because
of
they're
course.
here.
Yeah,
They're 100% here. If they're not, I'm gonna fight them. And I'm gonna win.
Your brother is in the contemporary, and your sister is in the abstract.
Of course she is. Well, I just recently left the abstract, so I suppose I'd be in the contemporary section.
Making your rounds again.
Yeah, exactly. Just greeting people, trying to be as gracious of a host as possible.
You see as your brother is standing in front of one of the art installations.
Who's? Just out of curiosity.
He is standing in front of Monique's installation. So it's like a 3D realism type of piece. You see that he's standing right next to
You forgot.
what the fuck was her name that I introduced you from Patricia?
Lorianne.
Lorelai.
Something like that. I didn't write it down. I'm gonna do it in post.
You see your brother standing with Lorelai in front of this installation.
I'd like to, again, still, that smirk is permanent at this point. Just the left side is raised ever so slightly. And I walk up quietly. Lean in nice and close to his ear. So what do you think of this piece?
Sorry, just
And then I give him a big old hug. And you're like, I'm so glad you made it.
just brotherly hug. Just dude, this is what the fuck?
I know.
How did you do this?
Luck. A lot of luck. Some careful planning. Some more luck.
Dude, this
Knowing
is
a couple people. Some contributors.
you know some bougie motherfuckers.
Yeah, bougie's one word for it.
Hey, Charlie, I'm not sure if you met her, but this is
Lorelai.
Lorelai. Oh,
Yes.
you guys do know each other.
I met her earlier today.
Oh, okay. She says,
Hello again, Lorelai.
"Hello, Mr. Napton. Good to see you."
Now that you've had some time to peruse, how are you enjoying this exhibit?
You see as she kind of moves to the side a little bit to look behind you.
I have a hankering of what she's looking at, especially with the vibes I got off her earlier.
Yeah.
I just give her a smile.
I thoroughly do enjoy the art pieces that are here today.
Can I get a vibe check to see if she's telling the truth? Or if she's feeling forced? Or is there something weird
There's
going on?
definitely something weird going on, but you still feel like her
Can I-
words. You want to?
Oh, they ring true?
Yeah,
Okay. Alright.
but definitely the way that she's talking is a little off-putting.
Does it feel forced?
A little bit.
I'm still smiling. I'm still being polite. I'm gonna pretend I didn't notice it. That sort of deal. Because I don't want to... I'm not trying to cause drama.
Right.
Or anything crazy to go on.
Well, your brother also goes, "Hey man, I asked Lorelai if she wants to go to dinner sometime. She said yeah, so maybe we can do a double date type of thing, or
Yeah? Yeah, maybe sometime.
yeah, cool."
Maybe sometime. I'll have to let you know. clasp him on the shoulder, give a quick squeeze, and be like, I'm going to go continue mingling with my guests.
Also, for clarification, Lorelei visually looks around 45 years old.
Okay. So... Okay.
Just,
All right.
Just went.
Yeah. Okay, well, now that I know that for a fact, I'm going to give the brother just like the smallest of glances. Damn near imperceivable. Except we all grew up together. So he knows.
Okay.
It's like a sibling thing, like
Yeah.
a tell. Give him a quick little glance and then clasp him on the shoulder, give it a quick squeeze. Be like, I'm going to go continue to mingle with my guests. Enjoy yourself.
Wait, sorry, you said this was your brother?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not there.
I'm just writing down just in case Balfour has questions.
No, you're
Actually, no. Thank God for that. The fact that you do that, because it's helped us a lot.
fine. Yeah, honestly. I'm gonna. Ooh. I was gonna go see what Nicolo's up to, but after Lorelei did that side glance, that slight side glance, about face, 180 degrees. Who do I see? Is it Patricia?
You see Patricia Robinson. She's
she
not.
looking-
She's not looking in that general direction.
Okay.
She's about 45 degrees.
What is she looking at? Start.
Just dirt.
Just art.
Oh, I thought you said dirt. I was like, what?
dirt
There's no
in here.
dirt in this.
That's in
place.
the abstract side.
Yeah, no, she's looking at the art pieces. She seems to be talking to. We're on that side. She seems to be talking to Travis.
Travis. Okay.
You can vaguely hear their conversation. It's very in depth about art history and specific type of artists, inspirational artists, and stuff like that.
I'm gonna get involved in that.
All right.
I'm gonna get involved in that. I'm gonna approach Mrs. Robinson one more time. Like, Mrs. Robinson, now that you've had the chance to do a little perusing, how are you enjoying your evening so far?
Oh, it's definitely a little different than I had anticipated, but I believe all for the good.
Humble beginnings, Mrs. Robinson.
I do feel like this could be the big. It definitely has the roots of beginning. But overall, I think it is very interesting. Me and Travis have been talking for the last few minutes about art history and where
Oh, have you?
art can truly lead the potential elite, one would say.
Of course, and I look to Travis, and I would like to ask him. So, Travis, what would you say? Is this one of his pieces?
Yeah.
What would you say is one of your main pieces of inspiration for this particular piece?
Wow, Mike. So that's a excellent question. Well, for me growing up, I always had a love for Michelangelo's innate ability to really capture a scene. Through his strokes, it was always phenomenal. So as you can see, this piece right here depicts downtown Tucson, during a sunrise, which normally you see a nice sunset of downtown Tucson, but I never saw a sunrise, and I felt like the colors really spoke in Michelangelo's image. So that was really where my inspiration came for this portrait right here. As you can see, going through the different strokes on the buildings, that's where I really found my strong suit with building that foundation. And it was really the color contrast that really brought this piece to life for me.
A contrast that you wouldn't get from a sunset.
Exactly, because the light is just vastly different.
So, in my skills, in my academics, I have an advantage for history with art. Can I make me a roll to see if I'm like following with this guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please do.
Would it be an intelligence and academics? Because I'm assuming it's a mental, obviously.
Yeah, definitely intelligence. Yeah, because if it's history, it would be academics.
Okay. And how does advantage work? I don't remember. Yeah, I've never. It's just never.
I guess we've never gotten
An
to that
extra,
point.
a +1.
I would say a +1.
A +1.
Yeah.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus. I'd say this is a social encounter.
Oh, absolutely.
8, 9. Yeah, I'll stick. Let's see what huh? Yeah, no, I've never like run into the opportunity where I get to mess with that like advantage. I don't even know if that's exactly what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the
terminology.
verbiage. Yeah. But it's okay. We'll roll and see what we get.
Not that one. It fell. I'm gonna expend a willpower. 6 successes so far. Just because I want to see what I can get, you know? 7?
You're good.
I was just curious about how.
It was 7 or more. This was gonna be a hard one. So yeah, no, you're able to follow everything that Travis is putting out there. You can also tell like how important this piece is to him. You are able to relate the excitement in where you are at right now is exactly the way Travis is feeling about someone asking about his portrait.
How's Patricia reacting to my knowledge of, like, my amount of culture?
She's kind of side-eyeing you a little bit. Just like
Interesting.
impressed, but also kind of annoyed.
Yeah, I'm being pretentious as fuck right now.
Yeah.
This is my exhibit. I don't give a fuck.
Well, during this conversation as well, you can see as Patricia is kind of doing her best to keep an eye on her colleague.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like at some point I would go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Where are my manners? I did not mean to interrupt you two. I pray that you forgive my absence. There are a couple other people I need to converse with. I will be Mrs. Robinson giving a short speech in a few moments. I would very much rather, or wish you be present for it."
As you're the host, I shall do as the host wishes. I look forward to this announcement shortly.
A deep nod. Let's go find Nicole, my sister.
All right, yeah.
She's up to.
You head over to the abstract area, and here you see as Bowie and Quinn are arm in arm. You see as they are going to each abstract installation.
An eyebrow cocked and then lowered. Just when I see him with a female.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Peculiar. So you see Nicole. Your sister is in this very lavish silver dress. It's... Are they called mermaid dresses?
The one where it's like fitted but then fans out at the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it hugs her nicely and then it comes out at the bottom. It's a silver
My
dress.
sister, that's disgusting. I don't want to hear about that. I'm kidding. Narrative.
She's wearing silver earrings and a silver necklace as well. She is standing in front of Samantha's art piece.
Wonder. Do the abstract? I think they have like 3 or 4 a piece, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did to Ryan. Is it Ryan?
Yeah,
No.
it's right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna creep up, nice quiet, like put my mouth like as close to her ear as possible. So, what kind of emotions are you? Can I react to that before it happens?
Yes. She attempts to smack you.
I'm going for her wrist. I'm trying to grab her wrist. Just to not aggressively.
No,
just to
I
stop
know,
it from-
but I want to see if you can react quick enough. So roll me a
Wait, his sister?
Yeah, my sister.
a strength and a melee, just to see if you can do it quick enough.
This is a very small pool for me. One success.
Yep. No, you do not catch her wrist.
I'd like to imagine it's like hit grab.
Yeah.
Not fast enough.
Exactly. So it wasn't like a crazy thing, but it was like reactionary, just like, who are you?
Yeah.
So, whoa, oh god, what the hell, Charlie?
Sorry, I couldn't. I did the exact same thing to Ryan.
I'm like, God, but you're such a dick.
I know.
Oh, but
How are you enjoying your evening?
she embraces you.
I return the favor.
Well, I'm baffled. This is like extraordinary.
Thank you.
I mean, like,
I have some more plans for this, but
I'm so excited. Like, this is, first of all, the like fanciest place I've ever been. Like, who are all these people?
I know like 6 of them. That's it.
Hey, fake it till you make it, right?
Exactly. It's my mantra. That's the family mantra.
No, honestly, this is so awesome. I know for a fact I'm going to be bringing some of my friends here. You know, a couple of my friends are interested in art and stuff like that. So, like, I'll tell you one thing: you're definitely going to have some customers because I'm your sister.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see the types of people you bring in. This is just, obviously day one. Hopefully with the exposure I get from this, we'll have more artists lining up trying to get their art, their expression of themselves on these walls.
That'd be really cool. Well, so one of my questions I had for you was, like, what charity are you giving all the food to?
So I'm not going for a specific charity. This is going directly towards all the homeless shelters in town, including all the donations received at the entrance. It's all going towards food, clothing, toiletries, medical expenses.
She kind of like puts her head on your shoulder and just like, you're too good.
Yeah, I don't hear that very often. But
Well,
I appreciate it. It feels good. I like it. Not too much.
but just enough.
Yeah, just enough.
Well, just know that me and Ryan are here for you, and
Yeah.
we're very proud of you.
Thank you very much. And give her a quick clasp on the shoulder as well. Give it a squeeze and be like, all right, I gotta go make some announcements.
All right, you go do boss stuff.
Yes, ma'am. About face, walk out. I'm going to look for a couple of the employees to start gathering everyone, just to spread the word that I'm getting ready to make a quick announcement, thanking sponsor or supporters and things along those lines. So I'm just going to try and get that group together.
The group of people together, or you're just trying
I'm
to
getting
get
everyone together.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can make the announcements, like an official announcement,
Yeah. So all of you who are, around the exhibits are politely being tapped on the shoulder, saying, Mr. Nampton is about to make an announcement. Can you please follow us to the designated area? Where is everyone meeting up at?
This is going to be the reception. Oh, yeah. This is going to be the... Actually, just outside. So that there's enough space for everyone.
Okay.
For one, because the reception area I feel is a little
Pretty
on the
small.
smaller side. Yeah, I will stand on the second step, so just like 6 inches higher up than I normally am.
Okay.
Not to look superior or anything, but just so I can make eye contact with the people in
Everyone?
the back rows. Exactly. So
Alright.
that everyone feels like they are.
So everyone is prepared. Everyone is waiting for.
Bless you.
Everyone is waiting for Mr. Nampton's announcement.
Friends, honored guests, thank you all for coming to this grand opening of my rose garden. An exhibition a gallery, that I hope stays open for a very long time. Now, I know that there's no way I could have accomplished all of this without the help of many supporters, and I would just like to take this moment to name a few. Patrick, Stella, George, and Felicity. Thank all of you for your contributions to making this gallery a possibility, make it a reality, rather. Patricia Robinson. I knew from the moments you reached out to me in regards to the farms across America. This is me asking you, the storyteller, because I don't have...
No, it's Farmers for Change.
Farmers for Change, okay. Yeah, I was making sure I got it right because I didn't want to sit here and go through my notes.
I do
real
like that
fast.
name, though.
Farms across America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, that's an actual thing.
Comrade. I knew from the moments you reached out for me regarding the Farmers for Change farmers market that our business relationship was going to be long and prosperous. So I would like to take the moment to thank you specifically for your contributions to this event.
You see as she does the royal wave as everyone claps for her.
Oh, bitch.
And last but certainly not least, I would like to thank Kenneth Bauer, a last-minute supporter for the opening of this exhibition. His contribution has made a lot of this a possibility. Thank you very much, Kenneth Bauer, a good friend of mine. Hopefully our business relationship continues to be prosperous.
You see Patricia turn her head towards you and dog you super hardcore.
I just give her a wink. I'm just back to looking at Charlie.
You've crossed her.
That could have been
Now
worse.
the event formally is over, but you are all most welcome to stay, peruse, speak to the artists, find their inspiration, see what makes them tick. And I wish you all the best of evenings. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the night. And I do a quick bow. I again points to Patricia Robinson, Kenneth Bauer. If anyone reacted to the Patrick, Stella, George, or Felicity,
They did.
I would point to every single one of them, clasp my hands, bow my head one more time, and then just start applauding for everyone that came out.
Applause is all around.
And after I start the applause and hear it ring out for a few moments, one of my employees, one of the ghouls, I will bring to my side and whisper in their ear to collect the kindred, lead them downstairs so we can have an official meeting,
Perfect.
and then I head downstairs.
So during this time, all kindred begin to feel taps on their shoulders and politely are guided to the entrance that the two of you were greeted to by yesterday through the likes of Charlie. And we're going to take a break right here, but we'll be back shortly with more of the story. Be sure to check out the official Bloodhaven t-shirt by going to www.bloodhaven.com/store. And welcome back. As Charlie made his way back into the Rose Garden, all of the kindred, all of the vampires, were notified to follow suit. The both of you, including the rest of the kindred, have begun to make their way to the door that Charlie had showed you the night before. Do you want to say something to Quinn?
She's not allowed back. That's right.
I mean, she totally could go back there, but it probably wouldn't end well for her.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Even though she...
Yeah. Say less.
So I just kind of put both my hands on her shoulder and just go, where you stay?
The Holiday Inn right off of Alvernon.
Not gonna happen. Call yourself a... Charlie mentioned it. An Uber, if you can. Go back to my place.
Isn't Enrique there?
Who gives
Okay.
a fuck?
Fine. Or you can give me your keys, and I can drive myself.
What time is it right now?
Say about 8:30.
I'd say we need until around 9. I'd like to imagine the thanks for coming speech was at 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like around 9? 9-ish?
Yeah. We'll say like 9, 10-ish. Like 9, 10.
Yeah, sure. You just want to ride that bike, don't you?
I just rather not have to pay to go to your place.
You just... Here.
Thank you. I'll see you tonight.
Hopefully.
She kind of scurries off to the bike in an excited way. You guys follow through. Xander is presenting his arm to you to see if you would take his arm to be escorted.
I did.
Well, no, for this section.
Oh,
of
for
it.
this.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I take his arm.
I mirror the offer sarcastically to Bowie. Because I was just waiting at the top of the stairs, by that door.
Uh-huh.
Be like...
I was just I shrug and I oblige. Just hell
Down
yeah.
we go.
Beautiful.
As I sarcastically side-eye Xander and Estrella.
The two of you guys
Split my
are
hair.
nicely walking down the stairs in a very pretentious way. Even more so because now you guys know that Charlie's looking at you guys.
Yeah, I flip my hair, kind of look back a little.
And everyone's kind of following suit in twos. Everyone's also, grabbing each other's arms and walking, inadvertently following suit.
Follow the host.
She.
Pied Piper over here.
Mm-hmm.
Leading my army of rats.
To the slaughter?
To the carrion. There you go.
Carrion feast in the depths.
Deep in the bowels. Sorry.
In the canals. Canals. Words.
So, host, where are we going?
Alright, so... At the... Inside the abstract exhibit, there's a little alcove on the far northern area of the room, which leads to a simple door. 2 locks. One that matches the lock to the front door. I unlock it. I reach into a separate pocket, pull out a separate key, unlock the second lock, open it, and instead of darkness, there is sconces with torches.
Oh.
Well, with a torch, because it's a pretty short one on each flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Let's say, just crackling softly, quietly. We get to the bottom of the second flight of stairs, and another door. Pull out from the original key ring, unlock it. From a second pocket, pull out another key.
You hear someone in the
Procession.
very old school. I approve.
That sound like Mr. Talon?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Talon. I'm glad someone appreciates. As I open the second door, and it leads into a relatively well lit. Generally, pretty much a open area with. I'm gonna embellish a little bit more than when it was just these two. In the center, it's small steps leading down towards a central location, circular around as a. I can't think of the word for it.
Like a carousel of some sort, or
No, it's like stairs in a circular pattern leading to a central platform
Spiral.
on the not necessarily.
no, I get what you mean. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly. It's
circles
sort of like
that go
a forum type discussion,
right.
where the speaker has the floor in the center and everyone is on
The outside of the circle.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So there's that circular platform recessed into the ground. Two more sets of torches and sconces on one on each wall. You see through what looks like normal doors, except a second one is open, and you can see instead of it just being like normal wood, it is like 1.5 to 2-inch thick solid steel doors for soundproofing, of course.
yeah.
Every single one of these private communication, like private speaking rooms, is completely soundproof in a basement, you know. And along the back wall, there are two ghouls, two employees, as you know most people would look at and automatically assume, holding like a very similar platter with flutes, but instead of champagne, it's that familiar life essence of blood for every single resonance. There's sanguine, there's
Choleric.
choleric, exactly.
Yeah, so
it's
the different types.
to appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
And then there's a nondescript door with a single lock on it, on one of the walls, the wall opposite the doorway from the stairwell. There's just a door there that's locked. That's it. I make my way to the center platform, turn around and make direct eye contact with everyone walking through, giving a curt nod to every single one of them. Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Two flames?
Yeah, because one of the wick fell apart and went down over here. Now it's just sort of sitting in the wax.
Alright.
It knew what you were trying to do. Like,
Yeah,
no.
that's what you get.
You were impressed.
And as I get to the central platform, and as soon as the last person comes in, a third ghoul closes the door behind everyone, but doesn't enter the room. Instead goes back up the stairwell, out of sight. And as soon as everyone's in, the door closes, everyone circles around me. I again make eye contact with every single one of them. My honored guests, I would like to thank each and every one of you personally for helping make this a reality. I hope that in the future, Cain forbidding, we get a prince in Tucson, that this might be a humble beginnings for an Elysium. I want this to be a safe space for every kindred, regardless of background, to be able to talk and exchange information, work deals, do anything that you require. And if you need private space, I signal to all 4 of the soundproofed rooms. There is always a quiet spot for away from all prying ears. I grab a flute of my sanguine blood and wait until the ghouls finish their rounds, offering a glass to everyone. And I raise it for a toast. And I say, I'd like to take this moment to make a toast as I cast awe on myself. And I think because there's kindred, it's an opposed roll for them.
Yes. I was like, wait, what?
Shit.
So that means everyone needs to roll.
Anyone in the presence of the vampire finds their attention inexplicably drawn towards them. Those listening to the vampire speak might suddenly agree on subjects where they might once hold different viewpoints. For everyone else, it is a composure and intelligence roll.
Composure and intelligence.
Just those two?
Yeah. For me, it's manipulation plus presence versus composure and intelligence.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
That's in. Okay. Intelligence, alright.
Yeah, it's composure and intelligence. Anyone aware that they're being affected can try to resist with the contest of composure and intelligence versus the user's manipulation and presence.
Oh fuck. This is gonna be my only good roll for today, boys.
Yeah?
Yeah, my pool is 6.
Yeah, I had to pull a 6 right now.
6
too.
successes.
Wow, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got 5 successes.
I also got 5 successes, but I have to roll again. I actually have to roll 3 times, so give me a second.
Yeah.
And if there's any like nondescript ones, you could probably just do like a roll for one, and
Yeah.
if they succeed, whatever. So a double crit, or like a crit, 2 zeros and 2 10s. That counts as 4, correct?
4.
Yeah.
8 successes.
Wow.
I'm in my element, motherfuckers.
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
That's it.
What'd you roll?
Well,
She rolled 5.
I had 5 successes
Damn.
out of my 7.
Everyone is enthralled by our host.
I raise the flute. I raise a toast. So that all Camarilla, Anarch, and Unbound can find this place as a safe spot. Free from harassment, free from violence. Where we can communicate and work towards a better future for all kindred. And then I take my drink.
You see as everyone in the room follows suit and enjoys their glass of blood.
Now everyone feel free to speak amongst yourselves, away from prying eyes. We're all friends here. Let's enjoy the rest of this evening.
I wanted to say, when he says we're all friends here, I just give like wherever Mrs. Robinson is, I just like give a side glance.
She returns the gesture. After the explanation from Charlie, you see as Patricia and Spencer find their ways to one of the rooms. You see as Patricia tells
Are they allowed? Is that it?
well, yeah, because you just dismissed everyone, didn't you?
Oh, right, you're right. I did say.
That's why I was really confused for a second. I was
you're
like,
right, you're right. I did. I most definitely said, like, go be amongst friends.
yeah. You see as she gestures to Lorelei to stay where she is. And 2 of them make their way into
They're on the east and western walls.
Okay, so they make their way to the top eastern room.
Northeast, okay.
Yeah.
Northeast room.
What would you all like to do?
I think look at this point, just to add a little bit more of a burn, so to speak, even though I haven't done this in so long. We'll call it a force of habit. The one service cap that he had that's been put away for so long eventually comes out, tucks it to the side. He has his old patch on there, which is Elwood Stills.
Pretty cool.
And just
Where's the
mingles.
covers the door? Okay. Fair enough.
Might as well.
Yeah. Hey,
He's amongst friends.
of course. We're all friends here.
Estrella, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll talk to Xander since he led me down there.
Mm-hmm. He's right next to you.
So,
Wanted to say something.
how have you been? How are
Oh.
you enjoying tonight?
I think overall tonight has been far less stressful than the past few weeks, which has been very nice. I haven't really enjoyed an evening out in quite a long time.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah.
So being in good company, being amongst friends is
On this break.
very nice for once. I've missed the connections one can make.
Oh, yeah. I never really got out much. I mean, I just had my 2 bartenders, really. You know, Calcifer and Crystal. They're great, don't get me wrong, but
I think it's a little different when you finally get to spend time with someone who understands a little bit more about your situation.
situation?
He kind of just looks around. It's like,
Oh. Oh, right. Duh.
Hey, here's your sign.
Oh, right. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
well, I had initially intended to take you out to a decent area, but I feel like this is a more impromptu and more us type of venue. You want to get some more, you want to get something at the bar.
Yeah, sure.
You see as Xander and Estrella
I'm just like gawking over him.
just make their way towards the inlaid bar that is set aside for everyone.
So this is a couple things I want to do that I just want to knock out super fast.
Mhm.
I don't want to do any conversating, really. I kind of want to hunt down Patrick, Stella, George, and Felicity. Chat them up.
Okay.
See how they know Patricia.
Okay. So you go. So you find out that all of them know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Very quick rundown. They were all part of a coterie out in Phoenix. They're all interconnected. They all also know Spencer through their time out in Phoenix. There is an understanding between all of them that are involved within the coterie. They also know Xander
Really?
in the same sense that Spencer and Patricia know.
I don't know how they know.
So they
Xander.
know. They know of Xander,
Okay.
but don't know Xander.
They've heard of him.
Yeah.
They've heard of him. Okay.
But they are all interconnected. They're all individual business owners
Okay.
who
Right.
essentially help fund each other.
Do I recognize any of them from the Farmers for Change, Farmers Market or whatever?
No, you do not.
Okay. Okay. Kind of want to make my way to Joshua.
Okay. You see that he's kind of been patiently just waiting.
Yeah.
He is still very much in awe, similar to you. ask you a question. I love your ideas, and I've loved what you've done so far. But what
As soon as you say but what, I lead them into a private room. Just the two of us.
Okay.
Just talk. Away from prying ears.
The two of you go to the western?
Sure, we'll do the northwestern corner.
Alright.
And then I can explain what the insides look like, because I'm finally in one. Again, the 1.5 to 2-inch thick steel door isn't an issue for Kindred with supernatural strength. But inside is a nice carpeted room with the sound-absorbing panels all along the walls, 2 comfortable armchairs with a coffee table in the center. And then in the corner, there's a few more chairs that are like stacked up in case more people come inside and need additional seating. But you can tell that intentionally it was made for 2 people, and then the additional people are seemingly like an afterthought.
Right.
The small window inside or in the door is was it single? It's like a one-sided one-way mirror, two-way mirror.
Okay.
Where it's reflective on the outside, but you can see through it on the inside.
Yeah, so one way mirror.
One way, yeah. So you can look out, but you can't look in. That's it.
Perfect.
It's comfortable, cozy, private, quiet.
Our dialogue. Do you want to play through or no? You and Josh.
Nah.
Okay,
No.
perfect. So, you guys see as Charlie and Joshua enter through one of the rooms. What are you doing?
Where's Lorelai?
Lorelai is standing right in front of the door, the northeastern door.
Is she being casual or is she on guard? Oh, is she being casual or is she on guard or?
She seems to be she seems to be anticipating.
Okay. So I see Straya with Xander. Charlie went with Joshua. I'm gonna just slowly make my way to Lorelai. You know, if anyone else decides to have a conversation, I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not gonna be like beeline straight, but just slowly make my way through.
Yeah.
And once I get there, I'm just like, well, hello, miss.
Oh, hello, and who might you be?
I, of course, bring my hand out. Most people call me Bowie.
Oh, Bowie, it is very nice to meet you. My name is Lorelai.
Lovely name.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. It took me a little while to come to terms with a new name.
So, if you do not mind me asking, how do you know Mrs. Robinson?
I need you to roll me a composure and persuasion.
Need a pencil?
Yeah. Thank you. You said composure and persuasion?
Correct.
Fuck. Wrong stats, do you know what? I know what I know what I'm built for. 1 success.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
I was just like, how do you know Mrs. Robinson?
We run around the same circles.
Okay.
How do you know Mrs. Robinson?
Oh, she reached out to me at one point for business, but I don't think I met the required needs that she was looking for.
Oh, you were the the individual that disappointed her.
Normally, I tend to say I don't always disappoint, but in this situation, yes, I had to.
Well, unfortunately, I understand disappointing this woman. Her standards may be a little high for most people.
A little seems like an understatement, miss.
This is true. However, I cannot speak ill of Mrs. Robinson, especially if she may be coming out of this room very soon.
No, I won't. I just came to have a conversation, say, who you were, and everything else. And who knows? I may not have business with Mrs. Robinson. Wouldn't have a bit of business with you.
Net out.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately for you, sir, I am not in the business of business. Though I greatly appreciate the gesture and the advance. Perhaps we may cross paths in the future. But I am meant for greater things.
That's quite alright. Can't hurt someone for trying, can you?
She kind of like laughs and gives like the wrist tilt.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Bauer, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
You enjoy the rest of your evening as well. And then I make my way to the bar.
Alright. Estrella, you and Xander are enjoying your glasses of blood.
Of the Crimson Vitae.
Mm.
You don't have to say blood.
Little blood.
As
Blood type C.
C.
Yeah, don't they have one? Or
Nope.
is it O?
It's A.
It's,
Oh, it's
O.
O.
It's A, B, and O.
Gotcha.
And AB.
And A.
And AB.
And AB.
Negative and positive.
Well. Yeah.
Vitamin C blood.
Yeah. Orange juice.
Bowie. What do you say?
When I see them too?
Yeah.
I lean against the bar, I look to Astray, and I'm going, I hope your evening is going as well as mine. If not better.
It's probably better. What's going on?
Nothing, I mean, well, I guess it's been a while since I felt rejection.
Rejection.
I kind of motion towards where Lorelai is.
I peek over. Oh. Were you trying to ask her out?
In a more formal way, yes.
Oh.
B, I need you to roll me an intelligence and awareness.
Ooh.
Intelligence and awareness are
Oh,
the same
I found
one.
it.
Yeah.
It's two different. It's down here. Okay, there's three. Three successes? 0 is a success, right?
No, yes,
Yes,
on
okay,
those
so
dice.
3 out of 4.
As you turn to look at Lorelai, there is a strange sense of familiarity.
Wait, sorry, who is she?
She was the one that came with Mrs. Robinson, I think.
Oh. Do I... Okay, familiarity?
Mhm.
Hold on, let me jot this down. So I'm just staring at her then.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare for a minute.
And then
Try to figure... Do I, figure
she
out,
sees your eye, and she turns away after she sees that you're staring at her.
That was weird. I just
would-
had
I'm
this,
pretty- I'm pretty sure I'd be weirded out too if some woman was staring at me from the bar.
Yeah, Bowie, Estrella has a very strange way of dealing with things, and I don't know why she stares so much.
It's a very complicated story. I don't think I have the strength to say it.
Of staring?
Just how you just cope with things.
No. Well, I mean, no. She just looked. She seemed familiar. I mean, I feel like Is it that I've seen her before, or that she just
She seems familiar.
She just seems.
Yeah.
No, she just seemed really familiar, and like I know her or have seen her somewhere.
Huh, maybe.
Yeah, but that I don't know.
I've experienced that a lot.
Oh, have you? with other people?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, when people have kids and stuff, like, they tend to, like, look like their parents. I mean, I've been around for a while, so.
Well, she's definitely not a kid, but...
Well, I don't just mean children.
He's talking about, like, some people tend to have familiar faces, whether from their past or
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting.
Especially in New York. Have you seen some New Yorkers? They have some pretty strong genes.
Would that be Wrangler or Levi?
I mean...
That was funny.
Shut up.
Like, imagine Xander doesn't laugh. He doesn't smile.
He just...
That was funny.
Yeah, he just gives like the point of like...
Gives you like a nod.
Yes.
A slight
Yes.
nod. That was funny.
Nice.
Yeah, would you two excuse me? I'm gonna try and follow her.
You mean?
I mean, she's just at the door.
She's just standing there. You mean you're gonna go
Yeah.
towards her?
Oh yeah, I'll go
Okay.
up to her.
Okay.
Sorry about
So I
that,
get
anymore.
up, walk on over. Is she turned away or like facing my direction?
She's facing... So the door is like this. She is facing this direction. Because
Is she
you
with
creeped her out.
anyone?
Well, because you creeped her out.
I tap her on the shoulder.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi. No, I noticed you were talking to my friend Bowie. And I just wanted to come over and introduce myself since you and I are friends.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize you two were familiar with each other.
I mean, we weren't. He just came over and introduced himself.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So, what's your name?
You came over to me and you were going to introduce yourself? So what's your name?
Oh, it's Astoria.
Estrella.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very pretty name.
Thanks.
My name is Lorelei. It's
Oh.
a pleasure to meet you.
Hi. So, have you been in Tucson long?
I mean, not really. I wouldn't say. Have you?
Yeah, I've been here.
I need
When
you
did
to
I
roll
move
me.
here?
I need you to roll me a composure and
Composure.
etiquette,
Jeez.
Etiquette.
Oh god.
because you're straight up like interrogating this girl.
Mm-hmm. You're basically
She
just like
seems familiar, okay?
familiarity. So what do you think about cannibalism?
Okay, hold on. You said it was composure
And etiquette.
Etiquette.
and etiquette.
I think the second one. That's
Okay,
the
okay.
top.
Oh, wow. No, those are all fails.
You can
Do you
expend
want to
willpower.
burn a willpower to roll some of them?
Reroll 3 failures.
Um,
That aren't blood dice.
Yeah, that aren't blood dice.
yeah. What do I have to do in order to do that?
Just like whatever willpower you have, just like
Just
cross
do
it
it.
out with a marker or something.
A slash of superficial.
I wonder if I could just...
Well, I would.
No, don't do it with Ben. Don't do it with Ben. Don't do it with
There's a
Ben.
marker. There's a marker.
Oh. Man. Okay. So I
Alright, so
only have
re-roll
2
the
left.
regular dice, not the blood die.
Just a regular.
So like
And
three,
up to
up to
three.
3 of the regular dice.
Just up to 3. Just 1.
One success.
Yeah, 3.
So as you begin to question her, Lorelei looks at you and says, "Listen, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't really know you, and these questions are feeling a little bit intrusive."
Oh, Yeah, I guess they would come off that way, wouldn't they? Sorry, it's just I've never seen you around. And this is the first time I've...
Do you do this with every stranger? Every stranger you just go, hey, have you been here in Tucson?
Well, that's the thing. You seem kind of familiar, and again, I've never seen you up until now, but for some reason I feel like I have seen you.
That sounds a little strange. Well, if you don't mind, I'm waiting for an important person, and this conversation is beginning to feel a little uncomfortable to me.
Okay. Alright. I turn around for a second and chug the rest of my blood.
Are you gonna stand there? Are you gonna go back?
No, I'm gonna walk back. Alright, well, sorry for bothering you. You look like someone I knew.
Thank you?
I mean, it wasn't a compliment, it was more of a comment, but okay.
Rough, buddy.
Shit.
And I walk away.
So while that's happening, you were saying to Xander.
Yeah, as soon as she walks, I was like, I'm sorry about that, Danny boy.
Wait,
call me
did you
that.
all hear that?
No, when you
walked
when you
away.
were walking away, because I said, like, who I just got rejected by. You're like,
Oh.
familiar, walks off, not even saying a word. So that's what I was like,
Oh.
sorry.
Just have some blood and everything's gonna be fine.
So, well, maybe. My question is, it's between you and Australia. You don't mind me asking?
It's an excellent question,
You don't know the
because
answer.
I don't know.
You want me to give you a little bit of a incentive here? Or not incentive, but like a idea?
Insight.
Insight?
I'm
Yeah.
open. I'm open to suggestions.
I want you to take a good look at yourself, how you present yourself, why a woman like her would be practically over.
She's not.
That's up for discussion.
I know.
Well, see, here's the thing, Bowie. I don't know, because I'm not Estrella, right?
Yeah, understandable.
Things are a little subjective, especially when it comes to looks. Now, I don't know.
On how you should feel about her?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
when you've I don't know, interpersonal connections are a little much for me now. You know, like I've told you guys, I prefer to lie low, stay in the dark.
I mean, to be fair, look how she reacted when, you had Quinn up on you for a minute and she walked away. Or the fact that she's wearing a necklace that you gave her. Come on, man.
Right, real quick, what was the significance of that necklace?
We haven't talked about
We
it
haven't
yet.
talked about it yet.
Well, when...
This was never discussed. It was just like, here's a necklace. Here you go. And you just took it because it was shiny.
Okay.
Just like that Rolex before.
Are you wearing that tonight, by the way?
Oh, yeah. I hope Xander noticed it.
Okay.
I have a feeling, and this may be the blood talking, but
Hell yeah.
but I think she's trying to find an interest in you, Xander. I've never seen her like this, maybe once or twice.
Well, here's the thing. Regardless of how she feels, I can't put someone in a position like that.
And then you're gonna have to tell her that yourself. This woman's practically head over heels for you.
Nah, it's just a crush.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe, and as he's about to say that, that's when Estrella comes back.
You struck out too?
Well, yeah, pretty much. She thought
Yeah.
I was being weird.
I have to admit, watching part of that go on,
You kinda are,
I'm
but-
very surprised she didn't try to get you escorted out.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, I know I've seen her.
Yeah, but she didn't. But I think the way how you did it was very. There could have been improvements.
At this point, Charlie, You and Joshua have left your room.
Oh, God. I thought I was done.
Oh, no, sir, you're not.
I just assumed it was over. For me, I was dead, murdered. You know?
Never returns.
I nod my head politely to Joshua. Thank you for your insight.
He gives you an embrace.
Like he hugs you. I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
An embrace?
Well, I'm sorry. Yes, he hugs you.
Embrace?
He hugs
I'm
you.
already
I was
embraced.
saying that already
the
happened.
second embrace.
The second coming.
You are now
Cool.
the Antichrist.
Oh, that's why he's leaving.
I return it, of course. I lead him over to the bar. Are you guys over by the bar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I lead him over to the bar and grab a flute for me, grab a flute for him, hand him one. And then just like a toast to me and him. I haven't acknowledged these guys yet.
Yeah.
To the future and whatever it may bring.
We're in it together.
Clink.
Is that how you
Just
all
sticking your
drink?
tongue in, just
That's how we drink blood.
Scrape and lick.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, hey. How you guys doing?
Oh, hey.
How's it going, kid?
Oh, the man of the hour.
Hello, Xander. You enjoying your evening?
Very much so. I've been in a pretty good company all night long, I would say.
Yeah, they're decent people. I would agree.
Why do you look so quizzical all of a sudden?
Oh no, that was my reaction, considering what you two were just talking about.
But you weren't
not
there.
No,
His
not
reaction.
Estrella's.
Oh,
Not Estrella's,
okay,
my
yours.
reaction.
Not a metagame. Hell yeah. Oh,
Well,
man.
the evening continues with you guys discussing and talking about tonight's engagements.
Just things. Stuff.
As you guys are enjoying your time at the bar, you are very enthralled with the conversation. Charlie, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And when you turn to your left, you see Patricia Robinson.
Fuck, that's not who I wanted to see. I smiled politely. Mrs. Robinson, to what do I owe the pleasure?
If you have the available time, there is something that I would like to discuss with you personally.
Of course.
It's, if we can, use one of the rooms so that we can discuss between the four of us. You see as Spencer, Lorelai are also behind her.
I'm just like peeking over, like taking glances at Lorelai.
As you like peek your head over, Xander kind of just like puts his arm, like trying to stop you.
It's like, don't.
Yeah.
Not in front of him.
Of course. Lead the way. As I glance at Bowie, as I glance at Estrella, Xander, and Joshua.
Yep, because he's there too.
Yeah. And then I walk off to the northwestern one, the one that Joshua and I were in
Okay.
previously.
The four of
And
you guys.
I call Joshua on my phone, put it in my pocket.
Interesting. You
Like,
all
I make
see.
it look like I'm responding to a message,
Mhm.
but then
Yeah.
I press the call button.
You all see as Charlie enters the room that Joshua is holding his phone up to his ear. Bear with me one moment.
Did we ever meet Joshua? Or would this
Nope.
be the first
Nope.
time?
No, I don't think you've ever personally
No.
talked
So
to
to
him.
us, it's just a new person, but we would assume, considering how they're acting, you can get a good guesstimate.
Yeah.
We got some kind of history together.
Yeah.
Spelled that wrong.
Buddy, like,
Sure.
not you know Balfour. Have you looked at the newspaper?
What's that?
There's a few grammatical errors.
Oh, I know.
It's fine.
Someone needs to fire that editor. Sorry.
Your phone. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
You want to edit it?
No. I don't have
Just
the,
shut up.
I don't have the patience.
I don't know how to spell that word.
It's all good. Hopefully I understand what you mean. Diable. Because they're gonna murder me. Every single one of them.
The rest of you are enjoying your time at the bar, kind of discussing what possibilities there can be now that there is this location for you guys to discuss business in private.
Well, I want to talk to Xander. I have questions for him, what he thinks about this lamp thief.
Lamp thief?
Yeah, do you ever read the newspaper?
Estrella, that's the way I was able to find you guys.
Just say yes.
She's
Xander.
been on this rather conspiracy kick of people, of this person stealing lamps.
This is just so. I mean, who steals lamps? Honestly,
Steals lamps
it
from
seems-
kids is a better question.
yeah.
I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm just saying it's just...
I don't know. It just seems a little odd, suspicious.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh. Yeah. No. What do you think about that?
Well,
What
I
do you
think
might be behind it.
I don't know. I think it's a strange, really bad thief. I mean, what kind of thief gets caught by a kid?
It's not a very good one.
But it's also weird because, like, he's taking children's lamps.
Yeah,
The 10th
lamps.
one he stole.
That's weird, right?
It is weird.
Like, normally drug dealers are a big thing, but, like, who steals lamps?
Maybe it's Patricia. But that's the other thing.
The fuck?
Maybe it is. Maybe it's her scheme. Maybe she's plotting
Straya,
something.
you want to see how crazy you are right now? That is crazy.
I'm just saying, maybe she's trying to create.
No,
this...
that's not how... Alright, look. Here's a perfect idea. If you're so interested in this, right?
Mhm.
Go down to a pawn shop. Maybe they're there.
The lamps.
You'd be surprised what people would fucking sell.
So
I heard the swap meet is an
You're-
interesting place.
There
you're
you go.
telling me someone is stealing $25 lamps, taking them to a pawn
That
shop,
one was $35.
which they would only get like what, $3-5 for from a pawn shop.
Maybe it's resale value. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get more out of it by stealing them or ransom. I don't know.
Forcing a scarcity
Ransom?
in the children's lamp
Exactly.
market.
Scarcity.
Hell yeah. So you can jack up the
So,
prices.
here's an idea for you, Stuart, right? I'll even personally look into this myself if you agree to this, yeah?
Okay.
I will look at fucking pawn shops. I will look at the swap meet just to see where the hell these things are even going. If I need to, and I dread having to think of this, I will see if fucking Lieutenant Cooper needs not a concierge, think of Lucifer and the detective. What was he?
Like a civilian.
There's a word for it.
A consultant?
Yeah, thank you. I could be Lieutenant Cooper's consultant on whatever it is that is, because really, that's not his business. He could give two shits, would stick it on me.
Hold on, I'm feeling a lot of tension here. What's going on?
We're
I
just
have
talking
this
about the
thing.
lamps.
Her and I are very...
That was a very intense conversation about the lambs.
Well, you know what? He hates me, so...
If I hated you, do you think I'd take the time to talk to you?
I mean, possibly. I mean, depends.
You already know
If
how
somebody
I...
hates somebody, they could just insult them all day long just because they hate them, and maybe that'll make them feel better.
Are you projecting?
What? No.
Look, Strah. I'm an asshole. I'm jaded. And all around, I don't like people getting close.
I can relate to that.
So, the reason why I act the way I do to
My
you...
mind wanders.
The reason why I act the way I do towards you, or even Charlie... Do you think I'd be here if that was the case?
Well, no.
You know what? Maybe that's the wrong way to look at it.
How so?
Maybe... I don't know. I mean, I've tried to keep distance from people, but it's like... I know... I've been through both, where you've been connected and disconnected. I gotta say, connecting with people is far more enjoyable, despite the heartache.
Yeah, I guess that's a point.
My goodness, what has he been through?
I like the inner monologue of Estrella. It's like its own little beast.
Right. If yours like one for hunger, then this one's just like her, like if she has a literal, like her beat.
Okay, well, I do have a second question, though.
And that is.
Well, that article about Patricia in her farmer's market.
Mm.
Do you
I
really
told
think she
you.
had something to do with it?
I told you, that was kind of fishy, right?
Well, what do you think she's doing? Okay, so let's say it is her. What is she selling? What is she selling that are making people
As you guys are
sick?
having this conversation, you see that Joshua stands up and walks away, but still has the phone with him.
Is he leaving the area? Or is
No,
he...
he's kind of like casually walking amongst
Mhm.
everyone else.
It's not my business, but I think I know what's going on.
What do you think is going on?
Think about it, Estrella. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. Charlie's gone, talking to Mrs. Robinson.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, I'm assuming that's Joshua that he talks about? It's on his phone. What do you think's going on?
Okay, first of all, that could be a stretch. It could be, okay? What if he did just get a call? He could just have a call. Who's to say it's Charlie?
Xander, I think you can somewhat back me up on this.
Ugh. I don't know. It's all conjecture. You can
I mean, it could
try
be
to
from anyone.
assume anything. Here's the thing. Charlie seems like a stand-up guy, right?
Mhm.
Regardless of what conversation he has, I'm fairly certain he's going to be honest with us. I'm not crazy, right? There's what I just sent you. Yeah. He seems like he wants to do well.
Mm-hmm.
I have personally never seen a Camarilla establish something like this before. You can squint all you want, Bowie, but the fact that he's explicitly stated Camarilla Anarchs Unbound.
No, I know. I have my reasons, Xander.
It's bold, but you know, the newer generations do bring a type of boldness that you and I may not be capable of providing.
I just like look at Astray and just give a smirk. You'd be surprised. What?
I don't know.
Why are you looking at her?
Why'd you look?
Why'd you smirk at me?
This is a Three Stooges skit right here.
Basically.
I'm over here trying to like super nerd out. Like, oh, Stooges.
She kind of understands that.
In terms of
Boldness.
Understood. Well, I think what I primarily meant is Charlie has found a way to utilize the system that he was taught.
Yep.
And really utilized his resources well. He found an Unbound and Anarch, created a business relationship, and created friendships between the three.
Yep.
You know the history. You know how conflicted each side is.
Oh, you can kind of see my hesitant when it was first brought up.
Which I understand. I mean, look. I was in a position at one point on one side and the other. But I've chosen the path of trying to provide for myself. This little triad of yours has opened my eyes to a possible future in some sort.
In my head, I'm thinking, Xander, you can be the fourth member.
I am uncertain as to where this really can lead.
Mm-hmm.
Because both sides are
Convoluted.
in the best way possible. So I just hope that there's something here that can be established.
It's a possibility. I didn't think so. I didn't think I'd ever show up here. To be fair, I never thought I'd actually beat us something like this. It's all new territory for me.
But that's a good thing.
Can be, unless you give, unless the one that gives you the side eye. I'm like, inevitable.
Well, I mean, you can always start with an apology.
Would that really help? As of right now, do you really think that will help, considering what has happened a while back?
I mean, have you tried yet?
No, I've been mostly trying to get back at her.
Well,
I did.
Here's the thing. I have my run-ins with her and Spencer and different aspects of my life. But we found a way to coexist despite our differences. There's a way we can do that for you, but it means putting your own pride aside.
So would it be better as a personal apology or by letter?
Well, I mean, you're both here now.
Well, she's having a conversation, and
I'm
I don't know how she's going to feel afterwards after that.
I mean, when she's done.
What do you think, Zan?
I think that's up for you to decide.
I just look over like the little flume I still have and just take the whole thing. All right,
just toss it back.
As you do, the door opens
Peeks over.
as all four of them leave the chamber.
I would go. Oh, jeez. Kind of want to. Are they? Well, what are the other three doing? Where are they walking?
They seem to be going to like the central area where others are kind of
central. Okay.
Yeah, that podium area.
I'm gonna make my way over to the bar again. Well,
as you make your way right there, Joshua comes up to you. You guys see in the distance as Joshua and Charlie exchange short verbals.
As this is all happening, as I've noticed Patricia and them are in the center,
Yes.
I make my way.
All right.
Slowly but surely, but I'm just like making my way.
can we cross paths?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Like anime style, just like...
Yeah, but it's gonna be like not dead. Just like a thumbs up, like I didn't die, and then just walk off.
And meanwhile, me, I'm just like,
Got this.
So we'll say at this point that we'll focus on you and Patricia, and then we'll get to you and the rest of the gang in a little bit.
Sure.
So you make your way towards Patricia. You see that she is standing with Spencer and Lorelei.
I just go, Mrs. Robinson, do you have a moment?
She looks up. I suppose I can be civil with the likes of you. What is it that you want?
At this point, I then take the cap off. I came here to apologize.
Oh?
You wanted something from me. I could not deliver. And you were disappointed. All this time, and that's the words that were exchanged, I was a little upset. I will not deny. I won't bring up what happened earlier because I feel as though that is not what I came here for.
I need you to roll me a charisma and persuasion.
Fuck me, dude. This is gonna suck.
You can do it.
I cannot fuck. You know,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
give Bowie bardic inspiration.
No, so here's what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna rouse to get an extra fucking dice.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah. Raise one of your attributes by
Oh
one
God.
for this.
And I'm hungry.
Ooh.
It's a good thing you fed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good thing I fed.
Yep.
That's what now I have. 3 instead of 5. Better than nothing. 1 success.
One success. She is deeply engaged with your apology.
So I feel as though putting my pride aside, there is nothing wrong with us coexisting or having some sort of mutual respect or whatever the case may be. It's so funny.
Sorry, it's not Patricia. I'm laughing that it's literally almost verbatim from what Xander just told you.
What?
Because Xander's a smart guy.
Xander's fucking smart. What do you mean? I'm trying to listen to all sides. But anyways,
Well, that is delicately put. And I will say that I greatly appreciate the apology. And, despite our differences, as our host has pointed out, there is a way that others can coexist. I will not apologize for my actions,
I don't expect you to.
but I greatly approve of yours this evening. Perhaps in the future, if we ever cross paths again, we can find a more beneficial arrangement for the both of us.
Sounds good, Mrs. Robinson. It does.
She extends her hand forward.
It's in my hands.
You both shake your hands.
Yep.
Mr. Bauer, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
And you enjoy the rest of your evening as well, Mrs. Robinson.
So she turns around and begins talking to Spencer.
And then just slowly make my way out. Not make my way out, but make my way back to the bar. Just
During their conversation, Charlie, how do you present yourself to the rest of the gang?
Gang and Xander.
How do I present myself to the gang? I want to say after Bowie and I crossed paths, I gave him that enthusiastic thumbs up. I was like, not dead yet. You can see the front I put on for that tense encounter fades a little bit. Now, I'm not completely deflating, but the shoulders roll forward a little bit, slightly. Yeah, exactly. I just compress just a little bit. I could have gone much worse.
So what happened?
They want my assistance in finding somebody? Because apparently I'm just... That's my thing, I guess?
Bounty hunter.
Apparently.
Charlie has found his shtick.
Yeah, there's my niche. Right there.
Who do they want you to look for?
I don't have a name yet. They told us that we were going to be in communication later to discuss it. They were just gauging my reaction at the time.
Okay. That's interesting.
So, you're going to be busy then, huh?
Might have to go out of town for a little bit. Hate traveling is fucking good. I'm in a body bag.
What? I just signed that contract with Cowboy Distillery. Who's gonna promote?
You trust me. I have something planned out.
Okay. Are you sure?
I have a pretty solid idea.
Okay. You want to go over that with me?
Yeah, sure. There are a few people in my circle that I trust with my professional affairs when I am indisposed, also known as sleeping during the day, that I trust to handle business and in the same manner as I would. You've seen a few of them. When I first started coming around to Moonrise, that big gang that I would always show up with, they were always in that group. My go-to people, they're the ones that helped me find these artists. They're the ones that helped me find this venue to purchase. They are reliable.
Okay.
And they answer to me.
All right.
And I'm going to be in touch.
Well, I mean, if you say it'll be fine, then...
It'll be fine.
Okay. I'll trust you.
Until it isn't. And
Fine.
if that happens, then you best believe I'm taking the first plane back here to
Okay.
right
See-
the wrong.
Charlie's become a man of resource.
It seems like it.
At this point, Bowie has returned.
Hey, how'd that apology go?
He hasn't died either. Nice.
How did the conversation
Is she
go?
really that bad?
Well, I mean, kind of. She's...
So,
I glance around.
and I'm like, she appreciated
Time
the
and place.
apology. Of course, near future things, there may be something. She will not apologize for her actions, which I didn't expect her to, which means she's not going to apologize for what she called you, Charlie boy.
What's up?
Whoa, what'd she call him?
Remember?
Huh?
Oh, no,
No.
you weren't there for that.
No, her character wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I don't think she'll apologize for what she called you.
You don't think she will?
No, because she said she's not apologizing for her actions. That's including what she called you. I'm going to assume including what she called you. Oh, you don't know about that, do you, Estrella?
No, I don't.
Mrs.
What's
Robinson
the
called him a thin blood.
juicy gossip, huh?
He called him a thin. She called him a thin.
You can see as
Check
the
Xander's
homework.
eyes go like,
It's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a derogatory.
Something about how you're like a youngin', right?
No, it's
No.
basically like you're.
My blood's not pure.
Yeah, you're not pure. You're
I'm
so
I'm not
diluted.
really a
You
vampire.
must.
Yeah, like I'm diluted.
again, I will never defend her actions. But
Yeah.
that is Trisha.
Are you sure the apology was the right way to go?
These
Trust
are the
me.
vibes I've been getting from her.
You have just saved yourself.
Okay.
Where's Joshua gone? Because I know
he-
we met up and exchanged pleasantry, or we talked something, and then
Yeah. He started socializing with everyone else.
Oh, he went to the center, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see as Xander stands up. He says, well, I appreciate the time spent in here tonight. But I have some things that I need to contemplate and work out. So I think I'm gonna head out.
Thank you very much for attending the event. I hope it was to your liking. For the most part. Social interactions notwithstanding.
It was a fantastic evening. He extends his hand.
I do as well. And then I pull him in for a quick, there's fire there. Quick hand, one pat on the back hug. Yeah.
As
The
that
man hug.
exchange, during that exchange, he says,
Burnt the hair off my pinky.
"Oh
It smells so bad.
no." As you bring him in, he whispers to you,
Mm-hmm.
"Good
Sweet
luck.
nothings.
I understand. They will be here."
After he whispers in my ear, hand on the shoulder, make eye contact, and I just give a nod. I don't say anything. Then I release him.
You see as Xander glides away.
Of course he does. That bastard. As he goes away, I'm like, God, I want to be like that. Well,
He didn't even tell me bye. That I can't be mad. That glide.
honestly, like,
At this point, it is about maybe 12:31 in the morning.
I look at my phone. Just go. Alright, kid. I have some business I need to do.
you just handle business.
It was an interesting experience.
Yeah, I can go for that. That interesting's always not always bad.
I then, I look like I'm gonna go shake his hand, right? But what I do is just go and hug him.
Stunned for half a beat. I'm like,
Oh my gosh!
And then I return
take
the
a quick
gesture.
picture. Memories.
I go and I just hear that never leaves your phone.
I already sent it to the group text.
to the group chat.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, please send it to the group chat.
Okay, as long as it's there, nowhere else, just please.
Well,
Alright.
It's my Facebook profile picture now.
Don't
No,
you
it's
dare.
not.
I'll just- don't you
No,
dare.
it's not. I don't have Facebook.
Shreya,
yeah.
as much as you think that I hate you, I don't.
I know. It's kind of hard to hate me.
I was gonna give you a hug, Estrella, but I think I'm not going to.
Oh,
now.
I was just kidding.
Are you? Are you sure
Yeah.
about that? I don't know.
I was.
Doesn't sound very
Doesn't sound
convincing.
Okay, I was. Okay. Maybe I'm just a good joker.
Alright, just I'm not almost like playfully begrudgingly, but just I give her a hug. Then it's like, alright, I gotta get stuff going. Stop going on my phone while I'm leaving.
Yeah, and
I'm
you
gonna
see.
follow Bowie up the stairs.
Okay.
And kind of talk to him in the stairwell.
Okay.
Like there are a couple things in motion that things are gonna get interesting.
Yeah.
Hold down the fort here for me.
I'll keep an eye on the place.
Thank you. And then I head back down.
All right. At the same time, you see more people beginning to make their leave. You, Charlie, get people coming to say goodbye,
Mhm.
thanking you for the fantastic evening.
I did the Irish goodbye. My own event. I just
You just see you later.
I just left. Everything unlocked.
Astria, what would you like to do?
Yeah, well, I check my phone to see if I have any messages or missed calls from anyone, whether it be Xander or Jeff.
You have received a text message from Xander
Oh.
in the T9 format
Oh
of a
god.
smiley face.
Aww.
It's T9.
Colon closed parentheses.
Yeah.
Oh.
Aww.
Yeah, remember because Xander doesn't have a smartphone.
So you're
Oh,
using
okay.
a flip phone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the old emoji style.
I just see it smile. Leave him on red for a second.
Damn. Oh, he's on a
I'm like,
flip
Yeah,
phone.
he's not gonna know.
He's not gonna know. But just the audacity.
I'll answer him when I get to the back home, so it's all good.
All right, so you head back home.
Yeah,
Okay.
I tell Charlie goodbye, give him a hug, good luck.
You have a great evening,
Be
Estrella.
careful out there,
Of course.
young one. And I
Oh.
turn and go.
I want that to be the last thing as she she turns around. Oh, okay. The young one. I'm still
So-
sending you homework.
I look forward to it.
Don't lie to me.
At least I had the respect to call him Charlie and not kid.
That is true. So, Estrella, you make your way back home. Charlie,
Yeah.
how do you want to end your evening? Well, the night.
Well, I would like after everyone leaves in the
Mhm.
basement, I would make my way back up to the actual gallery. Exchange pleasantries with Kine, and going to find my brother and sister.
Mhm.
We're gonna go on a little drive together, just to talk about life, what's gonna happen in the future, my goals and ambitions, their goals and ambitions. Drive around for an hour or so, just really bullshitting it with everybody, and then eventually make it back home.
Okay. So,
Get to
everyone.
the computer, do a
Oh.
quick thing, type up a couple quick letters, call it an evening.
So, you two go to bed. Very simple.
Evening?
You.
Morning.
Bowie, you arrive to KB's. And as you walk towards the back entrance, there is a figure waiting.
I don't say anything. I just stare and give a motion like, well,
Hello, my friend. I am here to provide you with the drop.
I appreciate it. Personal drop off. That's I feel very honored.
Well, considering our telephone conversation, I've found it best that I drop this one.
Understandable.
Now, I know that you said you wanted us to take care of this Mrs. Robinson.
That's not what I specifically said. But before I continue, please, what would you continue before I decide to rudely interrupt?
Well, now I'm a little bit confused.
All I was asking was for a lump sum so I can basically rub in the face of Mrs. Robinson of who not to fuck with. Long story short, that got taken care of today. At least I hoped it got taken care of. What did you have planned, Guillermo?
Guillermo the Russian.
It wasn't necessarily planned. I just wanted to have an actual conversation with you face to face.
Very well. Would you rather have it inside or you prefer out here?
Well, considering that apparently there's no thing else to really talk about, I can just leave you the drop and we can exchange monetary value another day.
Yeah, sure, that,
I did have one question though.
Mm-hmm.
Does Consadra still live here?
Live here.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, not live here. She works here.
Yes, sir, she works here.
Interesting.
She's a damn good employee. Best I've had in a while.
That's good to know. Well, I'm happy to hear that business is flourishing. I'm happy to hear that you'll still be our guy.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Guillermo. This seems kind of out of left field, and I apologize. Are you and her a thing, or? I've hardly ever you brought it up, so I just was very confused. I'm very old and traditionalist. I apologize. It's just weird you brought her up in that context.
I appreciate our business deals, and we're going to keep it that way.
Understandable. That's fine.
I'll be expecting a call from you after the drop has been distributed through town.
Yeah.
He's gonna off you.
Don't make me think that.
Hope you have a great rest of your evening, Mr. Bauer.
And you too, Guillermo. You too.
You see as he walks alone for a while. A long while. Kind of keeping an eye as he's walking away. And no car, no pickup.
Huh.
I don't like this.
He's coming back.
So
for
did he
you.
give me the drop or did he like place it somewhere?
Oh, he dropped it.
He dropped
Yeah.
it? So I'm just gonna like, get this done. Just need to get this over with and go and grab it.
As you open up, it's a hefty amount of the cocaine.
The coca.
Okay.
The cocaine.
Alright. Do I have time to distribute or no?
Not right now.
Not right now, okay. I'm over here getting paranoid and
She
shit.
just
Like,
doesn't want it in his
Yeah, I was like-
if it's not there, it doesn't count.
yeah, exactly.
It's not mine.
I just then go inside with this thing in hand. Oh, like not in hand, but like kind of just try to tuck under
the
my
rest
like.
of the
You-
bag. What? I'm so confused.
Yeah, no, it's a whole bag.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Okay, I just take that.
So you take the whole bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you enter through the back area, you hear some cumbia music going off. Very similar to the night before. A warm meal is provided. Enrique knows nothing of, and your night concludes very similar.
Quinn's not there, is she?
No. Oh no, she is there.
I was about to say
Yeah,
'cause
sorry.
it's like
Quinn
she
is there.
ran
Your
out.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I know, but I want to make sure. I was like, that bitch took my motorcycle.
I was really
Yeah.
hoping that would be the case.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So
She's gone.
Quinn and Enrique are enjoying their time together.
Okay.
They have. Well, Enrique has made her a nice meal,
Mm-hmm.
and they are exchanging stories about their youth. So your night is a little more complicated than the night before,
Yeah, I figured that. I did this, so.
but it is very comforting for all parties involved. There is a good conversation between you and Quinn. She essentially tells you that the stuff that you guys need to talk about can happen tomorrow. The Tuesday night concludes, and the two of you have received mail.
Oh, letters. Here you go.
Ow.
For you. That was a bad toss. There's fire right there. Don't touch.
That's fine.
Don't trust that one.
Charlie, can we have you narrate the letter that you wrote to your friends?
Oh God, yeah. Let me open it up real quick.
Aw.
My dearest friends,
Aw.
first of all, I'd like to thank both of you for your support in the grand opening of the Rose Garden. Words cannot describe the love I feel for the both of you. You both have taught me much about myself, and I hope I have returned the favor in the lessons I might have taught you. Due to circumstances out of my control, I will be spending some time away from 4th Ave. If either of you need to reach out to me, I'll always be available via text, whatever. Signed, Charlie.
I opened up the group chat, sent a little blue heart.
I just like send a was it a very off like brand, but another gift, but it's like a very cut off. That was meant to say like "May the Force be with you," and it just cuts itself off. It's like "May the" and it ends right there because it couldn't develop properly.
No reply. Not yet.
Yeah.
And this is where we're going to end tonight's episode. For those who are listening, we want to thank Chris for all the episodes that he's been in thus far. He is going to be taking some time away, but he will appear periodically through the series.
I'll be pulling some strings in the background, don't worry.
But we're going to miss you so much. Thank you for the time invested. And thank you all for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. And we'll see you guys next week for a new episode of Tucson by Night.
Bye-bye.